Welcome in, everyone. Today we're going deep on something really special. It's a letter.
A letter.
Yeah, but not just any letter. This one's considered a masterpiece of political philosophy, ethical leadership, the whole shebang.
Okay, now I'm intrigued. Who wrote this letter?
It was written by a guy named Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib
Imam Ali, okay.
to Malik al-Ashtar.
Interesting names. Tell me more about these guys.
Well, Imam Ali was a super important figure early on in Islamic history. He was a leader.
A leader? What was he known for?
Wisdom, justice, huge commitment to his people. Like, really, their welfare was everything to him.
Sound like a remarkable guy. And Malik.
Malik al-Ashtar. He was a close companion to Ali and a super skilled military commander.
Oh, wow. So this letter was from a respected leader to his top general. What's it about?
Okay, so picture this. Malik's about to head out on this huge assignment as governor,
Governor of where?
Egypt. And Ali, knowing how important this is, he sits down and writes this letter. It's like super detailed. It lays out his whole vision for what good governance looks like.
Yes.
Just and effective. The whole 9 yards.
Wow, a leadership manual from over 1,400 years ago. I bet there are some nuggets of wisdom in there that still apply today.
Oh, absolutely. And one of the things that just jumps out at you is how much Ali focuses on the people. They're at the heart of it all.
Makes sense. What good is a government if it doesn't serve the people?
Exactly. Ali's whole thing is that a ruler, their main job is to serve the people and to make sure justice is done.
Did he have any good quotes about that?
Oh, yeah. He said, the discontent of the masses, like the everyday people, it sterilizes the contentment of the privileged few.
Whoa, that's powerful. He's basically saying that a society can't thrive if the majority of people are struggling.
Exactly. Like, it doesn't matter how well off a few people are, if everyone else is suffering, the whole thing falls apart.
So it's not just about serving the people, it's about making sure everyone has a chance to thrive.
Right. Ali's saying leadership isn't about getting more power for yourself. It's about responsibility. It's about service.
And I bet he had a lot to say about how to actually do that.
Oh, yeah. He gets into specifics. He even tells Malik, behave with them, meaning the people in such a manner that they long for you when you are absent and feel happy when you are present.
Okay, so not just serving the people, but genuinely caring about them, making a real connection.
Yeah. And Ali doesn't just stop at, like, general feel-good advice. He gives Malik concrete things to do to connect with people.
Oh, like what?
He tells him to hold these open meetings with people who are struggling, who've been treated unfairly, to hear their problems firsthand.
Wow, to actually listen to the people who need help the most.
Exactly. And to prioritize those who are most vulnerable, the poor, the marginalized, all of them. Ali knew a leader has to be in touch, accessible, responsive to everyone.
So this is sounding less like a military strategy session and more like a guide to leading with empathy.
Totally. And he warns Malik about isolating himself, shutting himself away from people.
I can see how that would be a problem.
Ali says it can really warp your perspective. Like, you lose touch with reality. You can't tell right from wrong anymore.
Yikes. Surrounding yourself with yes men, never hearing any criticism, that's a recipe for disaster.
Big time. Okay, but here's another really interesting part. Ali keeps hammering on this idea of humility.
Humility. For a leader, you don't hear that very often.
I know, right? But Ali's super clear about it. He's like, don't ever think you're above everyone else. Don't let power go to your head.
I like that, especially for someone in Malik's position, about to be governor with a lot of power.
Ali even says, straight up, do not say, I am your overlord and dictator. He knew that kind of thinking could corrupt you, make you stray from your duty.
So Ali's basically saying that real authority, it comes from serving the people, not from lording over them.
Right on. And that service, it's got to come from a place of genuine care for every single person.
Beautiful. It's amazing how these ideas from so long ago are still so relevant today.
I know, right? And we're just scratching the surface. Ali had so much to say about leadership, like how to pick the right advisors and how to handle things like the army, the courts, the economy, all of it.
Sounds fascinating. Let's dive into those in the next part of our deep dive.
Okay, so we've talked about these big ideas Ali was pushing. Justice, humility, love for the people, all that.
Right, the foundation.
Yeah, but now I want to get into like the practical stuff. How do you actually put those ideas into action? Luckily, Ali gives Malik a blueprint.
He does?
Oh, yeah. He goes into detail about running the state, the army, the courts, the economy, the whole shebang.
Wow, so he doesn't just talk the talk, he walks the walk.
Exactly. He knew those big ideals, they need a solid structure to work. So let's start with the army. What do you say about that?
Well, Ali knew how important the army was for keeping things stable, keeping everyone safe.
Of course, any ruler needs a strong military.
Yeah, but here's the thing. For Ali, military strength, it couldn't come from just being ruthless.
Had to be more to it than that.
Way more. He was all about compassion and justice, even in the army.
Interesting. So what kind of stuff did he tell Malik to do?
Okay, so he stressed how important it was to treat soldiers with respect.
Okay, that makes sense.
Make sure they're getting paid fairly, that their families are taken care of, especially when they're off fighting.
Wow, taking care of the families too. That's huge.
It is. Shows he really cared about the well-being of the soldiers, not just as fighters, but as people.
Makes you wonder if modern armies could learn a thing or two from that.
Right. Oh, and he also talks about picking the right commander-in-chief. Super important role.
Obviously needs to be someone who knows their stuff when it comes to military strategy.
For sure. But Ali said that wasn't enough. The commander-in-chief had to really care about the troops.
Lead with compassion, you mean?
Yeah. And be fair. He had to be someone who would treat everyone right.
So it's like the strength of the army, it's not just about having the most powerful weapons.
Exactly. It comes from treating the soldiers well, building a culture of respect, and caring for each other.
Man, Ali really thought this through. He connected the army's well-being to the whole society's well-being.
100%. Okay, ready to move on to the courts.
Yeah, let's talk justice. What did Ali say about that?
Okay, so for Ali, justice was like the bedrock, the cornerstone of any decent society. And for him, that meant having judges you could really trust.
So, honest judges.
Yeah.
Impartial.
Yep. He lays out this whole list of qualities judges should have. Integrity was huge for him.
So, knowing right from wrong?
Yeah.
Actually sticking to it.
Exactly. But it's more than that. He also wanted judges who couldn't be intimidated, who weren't afraid to stand up for what's right.
Even when it's hard.
Especially then. And he really stressed that they should be focused on finding the truth, no matter what.
I can see why he'd want that in a judge. So not just legal knowledge, but the right character, too.
Totally. Oh, and get this. He even said judges should be financially secure.
Why's that?
He was worried about corruption. If a judge is struggling to make ends meet, it's easier for them to be tempted.
Right, someone might try to bribe them. So Ali's thinking ahead, trying to prevent that.
Exactly. He understood that even with the best system in the world, you need good people to run it. People with integrity.
It's like he's saying, sure, we need laws and rules, but we also need to make sure the people enforcing them are trustworthy.
100%. Okay, now, let's switch gears again. Ready to talk about the economy.
Hit me with it. What did Ali have to say about money matters?
So Ali knew a strong economy was key. If you want people to thrive, you need a solid economic base.
Makes sense. And did he have any specific ideas about how to build that?
Oh, yeah. He had a lot to say about farmers. He really thought they were the backbone of everything.
Because they produce food?
Yep. And without food, you can't have a society. So he told Malik to focus on those agricultural lands.
Make sure they're well taken care of.
Exactly. And when it came to taxes, he was all about being fair, especially to farmers.
I bet they appreciated that.
I'm sure. He even said if there's a drought or a flood, something that makes it hard for farmers to make a living.
Cut them some slack.
Yeah. Don't squeeze them for taxes when they're already struggling. It's about being reasonable and just...
It sounded like Ali really wanted to make sure the economy worked for everyone, not just the wealthy.
Totally. He didn't want people to be exploited. He also talked about trade.
What kind of things did he say about that?
He was big on fairness there, too. He wanted to make sure everyone was playing by the rules.
No cheating.
Right. He wanted to prevent hoarding, where people buy up all the goods and then jack up the prices.
Oh, yeah, that's not cool.
Totally not. And he wanted to make sure both buyers and sellers were treated fairly.
Ali really covered all the bases, didn't he?
He did. He was a big picture guy, but he also knew how to get into the details. And his guiding principle for everything was the well-being of the people.
It's amazing how he connected all these different aspects of running a society.
It is. But there's one more piece to the puzzle. Ali also talked about the leader's personal conduct and their spirituality.
Okay, yeah, we touched on that earlier. He's big on humility, right?
Humility, huge. But there's more to it than that. He believed that a leader's inner life, how they are as a person, it all affects how they rule.
Makes sense. You can't be a just and compassionate leader if you're not a just and compassionate person.
Exactly. And that's what we'll unpack in the next part of our deep dive.
Okay, so we've talked about justice, humility, all the practical stuff about running a state.
The army, the courts, yeah.
Now let's get into this idea of the leader's personal conduct. their spirituality.
Right, like how their own inner life, who they are deep down, it affects how they lead.
Exactly. Ali really dives into this in the letter. It's almost like he's saying, look, being a leader isn't just about making decisions and giving orders.
It's deeper than that.
Yeah, it's about character. It's about seeking wisdom and acting in a way that's just compassionate and humble.
Like those qualities, they have to come from within.
So for Ali, it's not just about external action.
It's got to be genuine.
It's about cultivating the right qualities inside yourself.
And he really emphasizes piety, prayer, seeking guidance from something bigger than yourself.
Which, I mean, some people might find that surprising.
How so?
Well, we tend to think of leadership as this secular thing. You know, it's about politics and policies and all that.
But for Ali, it was all connected.
Yeah. So why do you think he put so much emphasis on spirituality?
Well, I think he believed that real strength, real wisdom, it comes from aligning yourself with a higher purpose.
Makes sense. Like, if you're grounded in something bigger than yourself, you're less likely to get caught up in the trappings of power.
Right. It's about staying humble. And I think he saw prayer and contemplation as ways to do that, to cultivate humility, to seek wisdom, to stay true to your values.
He even gives specific advice about prayer, right?
He does. He reminds Malik to pray regularly, day and night.
But there's a catch, isn't there?
There is. He also cautions Malik to be mindful of the people. Like, don't make the prayers so long or burdensome that it creates resentment.
So even in prayer, it's about considering the needs of others.
It's about balance. It's about empathy. And it's about not letting your personal piety become a burden on the people you lead.
Really interesting. Okay, so we've got prayer. What else?
Oh, Ali was also big on staying connected with the people, like really connected.
In touch with their needs, their concerns.
Exactly. He warned Malik about isolating himself, about surrounding himself with yes men.
People who just tell you what you want to hear.
Right. Because if you only hear praise, you lose perspective. You can't tell right from wrong anymore.
Yeah, that makes sense. So Ali's saying leaders got to be willing to hear different viewpoints, even criticism.
Even criticism. Because that's how you stay grounded. That's how you learn.
And it's also a measure of your character, isn't it?
It is. Ali even wrote that if a ruler is just, people will naturally be drawn to them. But if they're unjust, people will stay away.
Interesting. So isolation, it's almost like a red flag. It could mean a leader's losing touch.
Losing touch with the people, losing touch with reality, and straying from the path of justice.
Man, there's so much to unpack here. And it all comes back to character.
Absolutely, because at the end of the day, that's what determines how a leader will use their power.
For good or for ill.
Exactly. And that brings us to another really important point Ali makes. It's about favoritism. Or rather, not showing favoritism.
Like playing favorites.
Right. He warned Malik against giving special treatment to his relatives or friends.
Even if they're close to him.
Even then, he said true justice means applying the law equally to everyone, no exceptions.
Wow. So even when it's hard, you got to stick to your principles.
You do. Because real leadership, it demands integrity. It demands putting the well-being of the people above personal loyalties.
Powerful stuff. So as we wrap up our deep dive into this letter, what would you say are the biggest takeaways? Like, what can leaders today learn from Malik?
I think the biggest lesson is that leadership, it's not just about managing things, it's about who you are as a person.
Right. It's about constantly working on yourself.
Cultivating your character, seeking wisdom, striving to act with justice, compassion, humility, those things, they matter.
And they're just as relevant today as they were back then.
Well, more relevant than ever, I'd say, because the world needs leaders who are grounded, who are ethical, who genuinely care about the well-being of others.
Couldn't agree more. So for anyone out there who's in a position of leadership, whether it's running a country, a company, even a family,
take a look at this letter. Let it challenge you.
Let it inspire you. Because Ali's words, they offer a timeless blueprint for ethical leadership.
Leadership that's rooted in service, in justice, in compassion.
That's something worth striving for, who you are or what you do.
Exactly.
So that's it for our deep dive today, but we encourage you to check out the full text of Imam Ali's letter to Malik al-Ashtar. It's a document that's full of wisdom and insight.
And who knows, it might just change the way you think about leadership.
Thanks for joining us.